The rain had been pounding our little neighborhood for 3 days straight, turning our quiet street into a muddy lake. I wasn't worried about the water, though. My heart was with my 8-year-old daughter, Lily, who sat in her wheelchair by the window, her brown eyes wide with wonder as she watched the storm. Lily was born with cerebral palsy. She couldn't walk, but her spirit? It was fiercer than any hurricane. Her giggle could chase away the darkest clouds, and her smile was my whole world. "Mom, look at the ducks," she squealed, pointing at a pair of ducks paddling through the flooded street. "They're HOA-ing a blast in their new pool," I said, kissing her forehead, my heart swelling with love. Then the front door slammed open. No knock, no warning. Margaret de Vys, our HOA president, stormed in like she owned the place. Margaret was a tall, sharp-tongued woman with eyes that could cut glass. She despised everyone, but she had a special kind of venom for us. Why? Because Lily's wheelchair ramp ruined the neighborhood's aesthetic. "Claire, this flood is your fault," she shrieked, her face beet red. I stepped in front of Lily, stunned. "What are you talking about?" I demanded. "That ugly ramp of yours is clogging the drainage. The whole street's underwater because of your crippled kid." My blood boiled. "Don't you dare talk about my daughter like that," I snapped, my voice shaking. Margaret didn't back down. "I'll say what I want. She doesn't belong here, and neither do you." Lily's soft whimpers broke my heart. She understood more than people realized, and Margaret's words were slicing through her. "Get out," I said, my voice low but firm. "You're scaring her." "Scaring her?" Margaret sneered. "Good. Maybe she'll learn this world isn't built for defects like her." That was it. I stepped forward, fists clenched. "Leave. Now." But Margaret wasn't done. Her eyes locked on Lily with pure hatred. "I'm sick of seeing this pathetic sight every day," she spat. Before I could react, she grabbed Lily's wheelchair and started VYing it toward the door. "Stop," I screamed, lunging after them. "What are you doing?" "Fixing a problem," Margaret growled. I grabbed for the wheelchair, but she was stronger than she looked. She pushed me aside and wheeled Lily out into the pouring rain. Lily was sobbing now, her small hands clutching the armrests. "Mommy, help," she cried. "Let go of my daughter," I shouted, stumbling after them. The street was a raging river, 3 feet of churning water rushing past. It was deadly for anyone, but for a child like Lily, it was a death sentence. "Please, Margaret, she can't swim. She'll drown," I begged. Margaret stopped at the edge of the flood and turned to me with a twisted smile. "Exactly." My heart stopped. "You can't mean that." "Watch me," she said, and with one size shove, she pushed Lily's wheelchair into the flood. "Lily!" I screamed as my little girl vanished into the swirling, muddy water. I dove in after her, the icy current slamming into me like a wall. Lily's wheelchair bobbed ahead, tilting dangerously. She was struggling to unbuckle herself, water creeping up to her chest. "Hold on, baby. Mommy's coming," I yelled, fighting the current with every ounce of strength. But it was too strong. Every stroke I took, Lily drifted farther away. I was losing her. Then I heard a thundering roar of helicopters. 3 military choppers broke through the storm clouds like a miracle. The sound was deafening, but it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever heard. One hovered right over Lily, and a soldier in full gear rappelled down, moving like lightning. In seconds, he had her in his arms, lifting her to safety. A second chopper landed in the flooded street, and 4 soldiers formed a human chain to pull me from the water. The third circled above, its spotlight cutting through the chaos. "Ma'am, are you hurt?" a soldier asked, wrapping me in a blanket. "My daughter, is she okay?" I gasped. "She's safe. We're taking her to the hospital as a precaution, but she's breathing." I scanned the street and saw Margaret on her porch, her face pale with shock. She hadn't expected this. "Excuse me," I called to the soldier in charge, my voice trembling with rage. That woman pushed my disabled daughter into the flood on purpose. His face hardened. "Show me." I pointed at Margaret, who was trying to slip back into her house. "Ma'am, stay where you are," he barked. She froze. "Did you push a disabled child into the flood?" he demanded. "Two is just she was blocking the drainage," she stammered. Answer the question. Yes or no? Her voice cracked. It was an accident. Another soldier held up a tablet. We have it on helicopter footage. This was attempted murder. Margaret's legs buckled, and she collapsed on her steps. Police cars rolled up, cutting through the flood. Margaret was cuffed and dragged away, screaming about her rights and misunderstandings. But that was just the beginning of her downfall. The helicopter footage spread like wildfire online. It showed everything: Margaret grabbing Lily, show VY-ing her into the flood, my desperate swim to save her. The world saw her cruelty, and the news called it the most heartless act ever recorded. Her face was plastered on every channel. Her name became a curse. Her social media was flooded with hate before it was deleted. She lost her job as a real estate agent. Her husband left her, taking their kids across the country. In court papers, he wrote, "I can't stay married to someone who'd try to kill a disabled child." The HOA kicked her out, changing their rules to force her from the neighborhood. Her house went into foreclosure, and she ended up in a cramped apartment across town. The charges were heavy: attempted murder, child endangerment, assault, hate crimes. She faced 30 years. At the trial, Lily testified, sitting tall in her wheelchair. "She called me a defect," she said softly. "She said I didn't belong. But Mommy says I'm special, not broken." The courtroom wept. Even the judge wiped his eyes. Margaret's lawyer claimed she was mentally ill, driven mad by the flood. But the footage showed cold, calculated EVYL. The jury found her guilty on all counts. "Your actions were inhuman," the judge said, sentencing her to 25 years without parole. "You targeted a vulnerable child out of prejudice. This court has no mercy for that." Margaret sobbed as they led her away in shackles, but her tears meant nothing now. The soldiers who saved Lily were heroes. Captain Daniel Carter, the pilot who spotted us, had a disabled brother, which drove him to act fast. "I saw my brother in her," he told reporters. Our community rallied around us. Neighbors who once griped about our ramp built Lily a new one, both beautiful and practical. Lily became a local star, speaking at schools about kindness and inclusion. "Being different doesn't make you less," she'd say. "It makes you more." 6 months later, she started swimming lessons. The water that nearly killed her became her strength. "Look, Mom, I'm flying," she laughed, gliding through the pool. I cried watching her. Margaret's old house was bought by a family with disabled kids. They turned it into a care center where children like Lily found love and acceptance. Lily was their leader, showing them their differences were superpowers. One day, a letter came from prison. It was Margaret. "I'm sorry," she wrote. "I was wrong. I almost killed an innocent child because of my hate. I hope Lily can forgive me, though I don't deserve it." Lily read it, her eyes thoughtful. "Should I forgive her, Mom?" she asked. "That's up to you, sweetheart," I said. "Forgiveness is for you, not her." She smiled. "I forgive her, but I'll never forget." Lily's story went global. Donations poured in, and we started the Lily Foundation to help disabled kids. Lily, even at 8, helped make decisions, ensuring no child felt unwanted. We built accessible playgrounds in 12 cities, each with her motto, "Different doesn't mean less. It means more." She launched a YouTube channel, Saw Wheels and Dreams Saw, teaching kids that disabilities were just different ways to see the world. Her VY Deos got millions of VYUs. A boy from Japan, born without legs, wrote, "Lily, you made me believe I can be happy. I want to swim like you." She cried reading it. The soldiers became family. Captain Carter VY cited, teaching Lily Spanish while she taught him paint. Sergeant Laura Mendez, who helped pull me from the water, became Lily's physical therapist, helping her grow stronger. Our neighborhood changed. 5 families with disabled kids moved in, and we became the city's most inclusive street. The care center in Margaret's old house was our heart. Lily organized games, making sure every kid felt included. A reporter once asked her what she'd say to kids who felt hopeless. "The world needs you as you are," she said. "We see differently, solve differently, love differently. That's not broken. It's beautiful." Margaret sent another letter on Lily's 10th birthday, more desperate. "I see you smiling in my dreams," she wrote. Your strength haunts me. You proved love beats hate. You won. Lily read it aloud, her voice steady. She's learning, isn't she, Mom? I nodded. Sometimes losing everything shows you what matters. Lily wrote back, Dear Margaret, I forgive you. Now forgive yourself and help others. Love, Lily. That letter changed Margaret. In prison, she taught literacy and cared for sick inmates, finding purpose in helping others. Lily is 10 now, braver and brighter than ever. She can't walk, but she loves without limits. Her walls are covered with letters from kids worldwide who found hope through her. Margaret's still in prison, paying for her EVYL. But from that darkness came light. She's helping others find humanity. Sometimes I almost pity the old Margaret. Almost. Then I see Lily racing her wheelchair through puddles, laughing, and I know the truth. Love always wins. Lily's light shines brighter every day, touching lives, changing hearts, pro-VYing one girl's love can overcome any hate. But what do you think? Was Lily's forgiveness too kind, or did it show strength? Should Margaret ever be allowed back into society, or does her crime deserve a lifetime in prison? How far should forgiveness go when the hurt is this deep? Drop your thoughts below. Hit that like button if Lily's story moved you, and subscribe to join our journey of love over hate. Let's keep this conversation going.